Ladybug's Biggest Fan, a Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction written and narrated by Mira. Artwork by Tal. You can find a link to Tal in the description box below. There's their Pixiv, their Twitter, their Tumblr. Go give them lots of love, a follow, a like, all that good stuff if you use those social media platforms. Now then, if you haven't already, don't forget to not only subscribe to this channel, but smash that like button for more amazing content. And if this is not your first video you've listened to, go ahead and drop a comment. If you don't know what to comment, put Legos and hand sanitizer. It'll make sense in just a sec, okay? Now then, please enjoy Ladybug's Biggest Fan. Adrian Agreste as Cat Noir at the Children's Hospital. All right, kiddos, Cat Noir called out. Who's first? Me, a kid shouted, wrestling his way to the front. I call dibs on the scarf. Cat's hands flew instinctively to his neck. Oh, no, he began. This one isn't a prize. He was at the Children's Hospital with a basket of goodies from the Miraculous line of products Ladybug helped design for a charity. It was easy to see why the scarf Marinette gave him was mistaken as part of the line, as it had a similar aesthetic and was on brand with the red and black theme. But I need to have it! What? No! I'm her biggest fan. I deserve it! The kid stuck out her hand, making grabbing motions with a hand propped on her hip. Sorry, kiddo. Not part of the deal. You're really gonna deny a kid with cancer their dying wish? Nicole, you don't have cancer. You just keep eating Legos and hand sanitizer despite being told not to. She puffed her cheeks out and crossed her arms. I hope Ladybug steps on your tail. Me too, he muttered. Anyway, Nicole, you're now last. Back of the line. No buts, okay? She stuck out her tongue, but did as she was told once the nurse cleared her throat rather loudly. I want the plushie, the next kid said. Please? Hey, Leon, of course, Cat said, pulling a felt Ladybug doll out of the basket with a small amount of jealousy. He wanted one for himself, but worried others might find it strange if they found such a thing in his bedroom or locker. No, it was much better suited for the 7-year-old in front of him. With the basket depleted in no time at all, Cat realized there was still half an hour to kill before Ladybug was set to arrive. Yikes! He needed to think of something stat. So, he said, clapping his hands together, who wants a story time? What's Ladybug actually like? Marta called from the back. Good question, Miss Ramirez, Cat said, pointing a finger in her direction. She's lovelier than you could possibly imagine. Then why doesn't she visit us more often? Nicole grunted, mouth muffled. Are you... Cat made eye contact as something cracked in her mouth. Oh, not again. Nicole made a dash for the door as the nurse caught on to his observation, and he heard yelling a few moments later, echoing further and further away as the room went silent, eavesdropping on the night's drama. Anyway, where was I? He continued. Yes, Ladybug. Happy to see you're the life of the party. After 20-some minutes of talking about Ladybug, her sweet, familiar voice drifted in, washing over him like sweet nectar that he'd hum for forevermore. Hey, LB, Cat said as casually as he could. I like the scarf, she said, giving him a quick once-over as she entered the room that made him flush. Thank you, Marinette, for the opportunity. He'd never be able to repay her for the consequence of her gift in this lifetime. Thanks, a friend made it. He was careful to not say it was made for him, but he was sure LB wasn't going to notice. Have you been good to my kitty? Ladybug asked the tiny humans, and he felt his heart palpitate at her choice of words. The children called back various forms of yes, and he shot a wink her way when she turned back to confirm. Well, then I suppose it's about time I share an afternoon with Paris's superfans. Kat smiled, knowing the sticky truth. They'd planned on visiting this ward already, but one of the parents bought the spend an afternoon package they'd auctioned off at a charity event and decided to share it with everyone instead of a one-off day with the kid. My lady, he joked, you know I'm more than happy to spend time with you one-on-one. Confusion crossed her face before she laughed. I don't know. I think some of these peeps could give you a run for that title. Please, I'm not just a Ladybug superfan. He lifted his chin for dramatic effect. I'm your biggest fan. No, I am, Nicole piped up from the back. The kids began yelling to show off their level of fandom as Ladybug shot a glance at him. Oops. He shrugged and smiled at her wordless accusation. Care to protest your rank to them? She asked. He knew better than to push it. Photos? He replied. Sounds good to me. Give me just a sec. Ladybug pulled out a beanie and gave it to the girl whose parents bought their visit. All right, everyone form a line, Kat called out, stepping in to claim his place next to Ladybug's side. What was that? He muttered. Handmade cap, spots and all. Oh, awesome. He'd normally crack a joke about wanting one, but he worried it would look bad, given the context. Would he do absolutely anything for something made by Ladybug? Yes, absolutely. Granted, he did get a homemade meal from her the other week, but still, he'd do anything for more. Standing next to his idol and wearing a scarf to match, Kat grinned wide as the children took selfies and group photos to their heart's delight. Did Ladybug let him pull her closer with an arm around her waist? No, but she did let him take a selfie of the two of them, by themselves. You know, kind of like a couple's selfie? Not that she'd ever think of it that way. Kat returned home with a light heart after the event and hung up the scarf Marinette gave him, happy as could be. Sure, some might have far more Ladybug-related items than he did, but it didn't matter. No matter what, he would always be her biggest fan, even if he didn't have a handmade present from her. Thank you so much for listening. You can find other Miraculous Ladybug videos on this channel. I recommend this one next. As long as we're here, don't forget to not only subscribe, but also like this video. Bonus points if you leave a comment. If you don't know what to comment, put Cat Noir's scarf. I will catch you in the next one. Bye!